Brendan Bradford, the morning after, mates. What a saga. Nikita, Tszyu-Michael, Zerafa, drama, mates. How do we sort of sum up the evening, mate?
I was fired up last night. You and I spoke last night, and I thought I would have calmed down by this morning, but I'm as worked up as I was. It's a disgrace, mate. What happened last night was an absolute disgrace. It's a black eye on the sport. It's a black eye on No Limit, on the broadcasters, on everyone involved. It's not their fault. It's one man's fault. That's Michael Zerafa. And it's just a disgrace. What a waste of time, what a waste of money. People have paid thousands of dollars on tickets, flights, hotels, Ubers, taxis, food, drinks. For that to happen, people pay $70 to watch it on pay-per-view. They should be refunded. It's a disgrace. I'm as worked up now, so it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm almost speechless, apart from saying that it's a disgrace.
I'll tell you what, there's one thing, if you can't see, you can't see. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But don't say that you never said you couldn't see,
Yeah.
and then they play the audio and you're trying to gaslight the whole public.
Yep.
You know.
And you. So let's break it down, right? Head clash happens, second round. It does bleed. It looks pretty bad. I thought, oh no, here we go. He goes back into the corner. Matt Clark, who's a veteran, a very quality cornerman, manager, boxing insider. He's the cut man. He's not part of Zerafa's full-time team. He's just the cut man for the night. He takes a look at it, cleans it up a little, and goes, mate, it's not that bad, to be fair. It's a cut on the eyelid. He puts some adrenaline on it. He wipes the blood away. He puts some Vaseline around his face. And he told Zerafa, I spoke to Matt last night, and he told Zerafa, mate, it's sweet. It's not even that bad. You're good to go. Zerafa told Matt, sweet, good to go, keep fighting. Matt cleaned it up so well, and the cut was so small that he was surprised that the referee, Chris Condon, even asked the doctor to have a look at it. They did, whatever. Go over, and you can hear on the broadcast, Zerafa says to referee Chris Condon, I can't see. He goes to the doctor, Alan Saunders, and said, I can't see again. Alan closes his right eye, his good eye, says, how's that? And he goes, it's blurry, there's blood, I can't see. No other option but to stop the fight. Anyone, any boxer, any trainer, any referee, any doctor, any journo, any punter knows that if you say you can't see, there's a duty of care to stop the fight. You can't see, you can't see. It's dangerous.
And the key thing is Michael knows that.
Michael
he would have
knows
known that.
Ref Chris Condon said, all right, mate, if you've said you can't see, the doctor's advised safest, we just need to stop the fight. And Michael goes, yep, okay. Then turns around and says, once the crowd starts booing.
Yeah.
It's only afterwards. He never complained at the stoppage when Condon said the fight was going to be stopped. He said, yeah, okay, and just turned around. Boo started, and that's when he tried to say, didn't say, I couldn't see. He started trying to say, he was asked if it was blurry and all the rest. He's trying to put it on the doctor, Alan Saunders, another veteran of the fight game, been around for many years. Worked huge fights, bigger fights than this, across Australia.
Yeah.
And to try and put the blame on him or on Chris Condon is just it's not as bad as quitting, but it's a terrible look.
It's fitting with the whole saga of the whole thing. But the thing for me is that, for 5 years now we've heard Michael Zerafa, beg for this fight, beg for the Tim fight, beg for the Nikita fight. This is your moment. You saw at the moment, it's John Pataya broke his fucking jaw.
Yeah.
And went 10 rounds.
Spitting blood.
Tim Tszyu had a gash in his forehead and couldn't see a fucking thing for 10 rounds against Fonda in a world title fight.
Yeah.
T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Shanika Johnson. Even George Kambosos
Kambosos
against
against
Lopez.
Teo.
Yeah, he
Gets
got up.
off the canvas.
These are what fighters fight for. And I'm telling you this now, Michael will wake up this morning after a couple of days' reflection. He might say, the ref called it off. But he will know that he has just blown his opportunity.
His career
once
is
again.
over. His career is over. You cannot put him on. You can't trust him. You can't trust him to headline anymore. There's been this. There was 2021 in Newcastle with Tim Tszyu. There was his brother storming the ring, punching Tommy Mercury. This is the third strike. George said, third strike, you're out. it's done. How can you trust him to show up? How can you put faith in him to pay him to come and fight? Something like this always happens. That's the other thing. There was some kind of weird inevitability about it. All week we were like, it's thinking, it's going to be a late pull-out or a drama or an injury. You thought once he got into the ring, well, no, we're good, we're going ahead.
Yeah.
Still finds a way to somehow ruin it, destroy what was otherwise a really good night of fights before that. But no one's paying $70 to see the undercard. They pay to see this.
And I'll tell you, I think Michael had a decent first round.
I thought he won the first round.
But I think Nikita, in round 2 especially, he was starting to see the shots from Michael. He was evading the right hand a lot, making it physical. The head clash, Michael, he got a bit frazzled. And I guess Michael blew his load in round 1. And Nikita, he was still there. Nikita was comfortable. He was patient,
Yeah.
And I think as the fight went on, Nikita would have built more momentum. But it's done now. That was your moment,
That was
Michael Zerafa. That was your moment, and it is done.
There was if he won the fight, there was so much. So there was options. A rematch, fight with Tim, back to world title contention. All of that is done. No fight with Tim. No, you cannot do a rematch. You cannot do a rematch with Nikita.
Public won't buy it, mate.
No, we can't. You've done it once. After that, you can't. Yeah. No, it'd be taking the piss to try and do that again.
Now, what about the fans? You've written an article here. We saw things being thrown in the ring. It was reminiscent of Denny Green. What's his name? Paul Briggs, back in the day.
Less than a canine.
Yeah,
Less than a canine.
He's nothing but a canine.
Yeah, I mean,
But the fans have got to
feel
feel.
as bad as that. But
The fans have got to feel somewhat.
yeah,
I don't know. Rob's the word, but
Robbed.
it's entertainment at the end of the day.
you'd be wanting a rematch.
Yeah.
Not a rematch, a refund.
Yeah, you
So,
would.
yeah.
I mean, Michael's eye, genuinely, pray, no damage to his eye.
Yeah.
But he said, I can see. I don't know what the issue is. Bro,
Yeah, yeah.
you just told the fucking
Well,
ref you couldn't see.
There you go. I got a shout out to Ben Damon as well. I thought he did a really good job in the ring interviewing both guys, and also backstage interviewing Michael.
Yeah.
Where Matt Clark brought out the swab that he used to clean up the cut. Barely any blood on it. Like, there was no reason to stop the fight. To be fair, I still don't know why the doctor even needed to have a look at it. It wasn't bleeding. It wasn't an issue.
No. Yeah, that's still something I'm struggling to work out as well. What about the reaction from, we saw Jeff Horn, he had that cut in that first and second fight against Michael Zerafa as well. He said he didn't even complain about the cut,
And came back with the punch of the gods.
Yeah.
Won one of the great fights. Blood dripping everywhere. We mentioned Shanika Johnson. She fought. There's a photo I found last night of her fighting with that massive cut on her head in 2022 against Susie Ramadan, and the blood's pouring into her eye. Her eye iris, or the outside of her eye, isn't white anymore. It's pink because there's so much blood in it. And she kept going, and she won, and now she's the undisputed bantamweight world champion, fighting on Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua cards. That's what happens when you true grit, when you bite down and keep going. Jaya Pattaya wins a world title. George Kambosos gets off the canvas, scores one of the greatest upsets in Australian boxing history against Tszyu. I put Hampton in there. He pulled his bicep in round 3 and went 3 rounds throwing a right hand in the Grand Prix in Saudi.
Because here's the thing, Michael in his mind would have thought, I'll just get a rematch.
Yeah, Sean Porter said that straight away, right?
Yeah, he said he's a con and he's looking for a rematch. It's not going to happen. The public aren't going to buy it, bro.
No.
We spent a week up here as journalists building up this fight. Who's going to want to do that again?
No.
I don't want to come up here again and cover that shit.
It's not worth it. It's too risky.
What about Tim Tszyu's reaction last night?
Unreal. You got a great video of
Yeah.
Tim. Talk me through that video, because
it's
gone viral right now.
He was just walking out and he just said, bro, he's a bitch. He called him a dog. He called him a quitter. He said, no rematch, never a rematch. He doesn't deserve to be on this platform.
Exactly. Spot on. You must have got Tim about 10 minutes before I did, walking backstage. And I just sort of asked him, how does that cut, Zerafa's cut, compare to yours against against Fundora? And he just said, "Well, I spent 10 rounds telling the referee I could see." Right? He said, "I couldn't see. I was lying to him for half an hour."
Yeah.
To keep the fight going.
What are the ramifications of this? Do you think? The promoters No Limit. Surely they don't go there again.
No, you can't. If they do this rematch, it's a slap in the face. That's what I wrote in the follow-up this morning. It's a slap in the face to Australian boxing fans and supporters, the people that pay, for these fights to happen, pay $70 and all the rest tickets to, so everyone makes money out of this. If they do this again, it's as disgraceful as that pullout because we can't build it up again. No one's going to buy it. No one's going to be invested. And who's to say it's not going to happen again? Something will happen. Something always happens. You can't do it.
Oh, mate, what a sport. What's next, mate? Where do we go from here?
I needed some time off boxing. I wrote a football yarn today. Cleanse yourself with my yarn on Antonio Arena and Nicky Carl, a great man.
Great
from back
Nicky
in the day.
Carl, Newcastle legend, Nicky
An
Carl.
absolute legend. A Crystal Palace. Well, maybe not a legend, but a Crystal Palace.
Just a quick word on the night overall. We had Jimmy Lennon in town with the great
cool.
Steve Payos. We had some good fights there as well. Those heavyweight fights were good. We got Nelson get a win as well.
Yeah.
There were some great fights. Liam Wilson back. It was a good night.
It was until that. It was a real good night. Nelson calling out the entire heavyweight NRL division. I don't know whether
George Burgess had a run in.
George Burgess. I spoke to George Burgess, and George was saying some not very flattering things about Nelson's footy career. I had Matt Lodge saying he wants to fight. Curtis Scott wants to fight. Matt Cooper wants to fight. Paul Gallen says he'll beat Nelson, but says that there's no way they'll give him the fight because he'll knock him out. So plenty of sort of interesting footy fights for Big Nasty after that. Liam Wilson, one step back to a world title revenge shot he wants in Redcliffe at Dolphin Stadium, which would be pretty cool. We had a really nice moment with his daughter at the post-fight presser. It's such a shame because it was such a good night of fights until that, and that's just what everyone's going to remember.
All right, Brendan Bradford, here on location in Brisbane, mate. Let's get the hell home, huh?
Yeah, let's go.